Hello, my name is Kevin Vasquez. I'm the former chair of the Minnesota Structural Engineering Emergency Response Committee, and I'm the current coordinator of the MNSEA SEER Northwest Midwest region.
And my name is Kiri Rauschendorfer, and I am currently the training subcommittee chair for the Minnesota SEER chapter. Please follow us at LinkedIn, MNSEA SEER, or you can email us at mnsea.seer@gmail.com to find out more about us. And today, I'm happy to be here with Mr. Colby Baker. He's a senior forensic structural engineer at U.S. Forensics in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's the co-chair of the MNSEA SEER Committee, and he serves as an advanced structure specialist with North Carolina Emergency Management, among others. Colby, how long have you been a structural engineer, and where did you go to school?
I went to school at Purdue University. I got my bachelor's and my master's in civil engineering from there with a structures emphasis. After school, I did 4 years of structural design in Southeast Michigan and followed that with 7 years of structural forensics.
Colby, could you please tell us how did you get involved in structural engineering emergency response?
It's actually an interesting story. When I was a grad student, we had a structure specialist come to the university and give us a course called the Safety Assessment Program, which is SAP. It's a program that's offered from California to train engineers to become post-disaster building safety evaluators. This individual had a lot of experience, both as a post-disaster building safety evaluator, as a structure specialist, as a firefighter in North Carolina and Chicago, and I was just really inspired by his stories, and I had no idea that there was opportunities like that for structural engineers. So after I finished that course, I registered with every volunteer organization I could for a potential deployment, and when I moved to Michigan for my first job out of college, I immediately joined my local fire department and tried to get involved in emergency response as much as I could. And I haven't looked back. It's been very rewarding the entire time.
Could you briefly tell us why you think structural engineers should get involved with their state SEER groups?
I think it's really important for structural engineers to get involved in their community outside of just their professional practice. There's a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment that comes from contributing your skill set to the community. I will say that as a structural engineer, you can often feel underappreciated by your clients, and in my experience in emergency response, that's not the case at all. People are very happy to see you, very eager to see you, and there's a very real, tangible, and immediate sense of satisfaction, and you can see very real effects of the contribution that you've made to the incident. So it's very fulfilling and rewarding, and I highly recommend it.
That's great. Finally, could you share a brief story of your participation as either a first or second responder that has had an impact on you?
I think, honestly, I would like to tell you a story that was relayed to me by another engineer who works with me in North Carolina. His name is Don Barrier, and he told me a story once when he was working as a structure specialist on an incident scene. This was a structure fire. And there was an unreinforced masonry wall that was tall and slender and unbraced. And as he was walking around the building, doing his 360 evaluation, he encountered two firefighters that were standing next to this building, and just kind of casually said, I recommend you step away from that wall, it looks unsafe. And then he continued with his 360, his evaluation, and as he turned the corner, he heard a loud crash. His stomach sunk, and he ran back around the building to where those two firefighters were, and he saw that wall that he had just passed was collapsed on the ground, right where those firefighters were standing. And he felt sickened until he heard a hello from the firefighters. They had actually heeded his warning and had stepped away from the building prior to its collapsing. So I feel like that's a good story to remember, because it really illustrated the importance and value that engineers can have on an incident scene like that. And it really illustrated the fact that the people we're there for appreciated our advice and listened to it, and it can actually make a very real lasting effect on making sure that our firefighter brothers and sisters get home at night.
That's a great story, Colby. Colby, thank you very much for being with us today. We feel honored to have you in Minnesota, and we thank you for the work you do with MNSEA and again for coming to Minnesota.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.